Oh, I feel my heart. Oh, I feel real love deep inside. Oh, love, not gonna, I can't believe how you do to me. You make me feel, oh, how you say, feel so special. Oh, love, not gonna, I can't believe how you do me. You make me feel, oh, how you say, feel so special.
Hello and welcome to episode 4 of the Dickheads Talk Sport Podcast. I'm Tommy.
And I'm Jed.
We're just a couple of dickheads talking about sports we like. We're also not experts, and we're just voicing our opinions. And if you disagree with us, that's fine. Just don't be a dick about it. Okay, so Premier League is back on Thursday.
Can't wait.
So this week there's been some friendlies.
Yeah.
Most notably, Arsenal played Brentford. They're up 2-0 in the 70th minute and lost 3-2.
Yeah.
Which
And I think they played a decent side as well.
they did. That makes me really happy seeing Arsenal lose to Brentford. But
It is a friendly, so you never know. Well, it's not great looking than when they got City in about 4 days.
Yeah.
We've only really the more notable teams have really been put out there that they've had many friendlies.
that we know.
Obviously. So United had 2 games against West Brom, playing 2 different sides to see how they go. The first game
They
they
lost
2-1. I don't know what squad they put out for that game, but in the second game they won 3-1.
Mhm.
I haven't really looked into what squads they played, so who knows. And I think Tottenham.
Yeah, we played Norwich, but instead of your standard 90 minutes, we played 4 30-minute quarters.
Bit
Just
odd.
It is. It's just to trial different formations to see how the team goes.
Yeah, I suppose that's pretty fair.
We also lost 2-1.
2-1.
Lamella got a good header early on, and then they got 2 late goals to
Oh, it's a
win
shame.
it.
And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
the
Not a-
last one that we've really heard of is Liverpool, playing Blackburn at Anfield. So Liverpool ended up winning 6-0.
So was that a 90 minutes, or was it?
Yeah, it was
they
just a
changed it?
normal game.
Okay.
So 3-0 up at half time with Mane, Naby Keita and Minamino scoring.
Mhm.
And then I think we brought on some of the younger players with Joel Matip, Hoever, however you say his name, and Leighton Clarkson, who I've never heard of, scored in the second half. So it ended up
for
6-0.
Liverpool?
Yes, Leighton Clarkson. Might have been home goal for Blackburn. I don't know.
Maybe. Who knows?
So yeah, they're the really main ones you've heard about. Another, obviously not actual league that played this weekend was the Italian Cup.
The Coppa Italia
With obviously-
semi-final.
Semi-final, Juve versus AC Milan.
AC Milan,
Yeah.
yep.
So they played their first leg before the coronavirus in March, and it was
Yep.
1-1. And then they drew 0-0 this game, so that means Juve goes through on
On away goals.
goals.
So some stuff happened in this game. Most notably, Ronaldo missed a penalty, which everyone seems to be up in arms about.
Hit the post.
And Rebic got a red card really early on.
Yeah, I think it was 17th minute or something.
Something like that, yeah.
And then they held on, but obviously they weren't winning because the away goals. But probably a pretty boring game. But
They did what they could.
It's back.
Will they get a cup final? So I'm sure they're not too upset by that.
Do you know who they're playing?
Not yet.
No, I have no idea. So obviously you got to take what you have at the moment. Obviously the Prem is back on this weekend, and it's
can't
going to feel
wait.
like ages before it gets here. But when it's here, it's going to be fun to watch.
Still going to be weird
got
with
some
no fans.
very good games,
but
obviously. First game, average game, Aston Villa versus Sheffield.
So that looks like a Sheffield win, most likely.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can continue their form that they had pre-COVID. Next, we've got Man City and Arsenal. Now, as said,
So if you look at it on paper, it looks like a big game.
you'd think so.
But Arsenal are sitting 9th, I think, and City at 2nd.
They're not having their best season.
No.
Because Arsenal lost to Brentford, everyone thinks that Man City's going to absolutely demolish Arsenal. I don't think it's going to be that bad.
Yeah.
I think maybe 2-0.
So you
Man
got
City.
Sheffield game 1,
So,
Man
yeah,
City.
to have
So
Sheffield game
I'll
1.
say Sheffield,
1-0.
yeah, 1-0. And I'm going to say Man City 3-1
Okay.
Arsenal.
Then that's Thursday. Well, for us at least. So Saturday morning starts off with Norwich and Southampton at 3 in the morning. Christ.
Another not so great game, but I'm going to go Southampton 2-0.
Okay. I've got Southampton 2-1 with Danny Ings scoring a brace.
Obviously, Norwich started the season well and done nothing since then.
It was never going to be easy for them. But then again, you think teams like Sheffield that have come up and are playing great, it's always a mixed bag with the newly promoted teams. But
yeah,
I think it's amazing to think how far Southampton have come since losing 9-0. Like, they're actually playing half decent and got Danny Ings, who's one of the best strikers in the league this season. Not much else to say about it other than that. Also on Saturday, we got Tottenham and Man United.
Another big game that could put.
This could easily go.
I think United. I think if they win, they'll be equal Chelsea, but with a game.
Yeah, with a game in hand.
With a game in hand.
So this is at Tottenham Hotspur.
So it's a big game for both teams when you think about it.
Absolutely.
Tottenham will go to 44 points.
We could use this.
And they don't want to finish 8th.
No, not really. But
I'm going to go... I'm going to go 2-1 Tottenham.
Okay.
I think Tottenham at home will win.
I really think this could go either way, but I feel like Man United are just better, and I think they'll just get a 1-0 win.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking to say.
Not back in the own team this week.
It's tough. It's a tough time for Tottenham fans. Just saying. But
yeah, but I think at home they'll do it. And so the last game on Saturday is Saturday night. Watford Leicester.
Okay, Watford aren't the greatest team, even if they did beat the best team in the league.
Yeah.
Leicester haven't had the best of form this year, even before COVID. So it would be interesting to see how they go, if they can maintain top 4 status.
Yep.
And I think Leicester will get a 2-0 win.
I reckon they'll win 3-0.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't see Watford scoring. And then, so we move to Sunday, and Arsenal playing again, but this time against Brighton. Away again.
Okay, so Brighton have had their high points this season, but I think Arsenal will win. Even if they do come off the loss against Man City, I think they'll... It could easily just be a 1-0 win, or it could be like a 4-0 win. You really don't know, but I think 1-0 to Arsenal.
1-0. I'm going to go 3-1 Arsenal, being 1-0 down.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I think Brighton will score first, and then Arsenal will just take it away from them.
So next is West Ham and Wolves. This is an interesting game, but I think it will most likely end in a draw.
You reckon? West Ham are fighting for relegation at this rate. So they're equal in relegation.
Mm.
So if they lose, and someone calls an upset. So, yeah.
But, so it's either a draw or Wolves will win. I don't think West Ham
so
really have a chance.
It is at the London Stadium.
What does that mean? Like, who cares?
So you're going draw.
I think 1-1 draw.
1-1.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 3-2.
Okay.
To Wolves. And I think this next game...
This should be fun.
Bournemouth versus Crystal Palace at Bournemouth.
Again, I'm going with a 1-1 draw.
And I'm going 1-0 Bournemouth and sending West Ham into the relegation zone.
Ooh, okay.
Actually,
call.
sorry, no. Watford will be pushed into the relegation zone, and West Ham will be 17th, 1 out.
Yeah.
So, as much as I'd like them into the... It'd be weird to see a team like as big as West Ham get relegated. Even though they're not too big, but like, you know, they finished pretty high recently. And an upset or two could push West Ham in there.
Alright. So next we've got, so this is Monday, we've got Aston Villa and Chelsea. Oh, sorry, no. Newcastle and Sheffield.
Oh, yeah.
Nice one, Tommy.
Missed it. Okay, so I think I'm going to go 0-0.
Okay. What makes you say that?
Well, I think Sheffield are a really defensive side, and I think they've no, they don't score a lot.
That is true.
And I think that's what, even though they're drawing a lot and just winning 1-0, and I think this is the game they just won't score. and I think their defence is good enough to stop Newcastle. I'm going 0-0.
Okay, I was thinking something along those lines, but I think Newcastle will get a 2-1 win after
Yeah.
being 1-0 down.
So it's a pretty close game. I think Newcastle decent side, obviously, but I don't know. I'm just going 0-0.
Okay, now we've got Aston Villa Chelsea for real this time.
So Aston Villa 19th.
Yeah.
2 points away from getting out of the relegation zone. So, yeah.
So it's at Aston Villa.
At
so,
Aston Villa.
so I'm thinking Chelsea 3-0.
I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea.
Okay. As good as Aston Villa can be sometimes, like they always have really impressive performances, but they just never end up with the 3 points, which is disappointing to see. But yeah, I think Chelsea's going to get this easily.
Yeah.
Okay, so next, still on Monday, we've got the Merseyside derby.
Big game. Good game to come back to for Liverpool.
So this is
It's always a good game at Goodison. I think the last few Merseyside derbies have been very, very good, obviously, with the Origi late goal, the Mane late goal. But I think we'll come back as strong as we were when we were there. And I think we're going to prove... I think they're not going to want to lose another game or draw. I think they're going to want to win the last, 9 games.
absolutely.
I'm going to say 4-1 Liverpool.
Okay.
I think we'll go out very attackive. I think it'll go 1-1. I think we'll score first and then, take it away maybe second half.
Well, I'm thinking because last time you played Everton, you won, I think it was 5-2 earlier in the season. And since then, they've got a new manager and it's a completely different Everton. And I know we've had the whole COVID thing going on with the 2-month break, but I think it may be slightly more competitive, sorry.
Yeah.
Having said that, I still think Liverpool will go out 3-1 winners.
3-1, yeah. So pretty close predictions there.
And then on Tuesday, we've got Man City and Burnley at the Etihad.
Okay, so Burnley are sitting 10th. So they're 2 points behind Tottenham, 1 point behind Arsenal. So they're not having a bad season.
But they're playing Man City.
But they're playing Man City at the Emirates, and I'm going to go 4-0.
At the Etihad, you mean?
At the Etihad, yeah. I'm going 4-0.
I'm also going 4-0.
No
But-
disrespect to Burnley, but
We like Burnley. It's just they're very boring. Especially, they're just so boring to watch. There's nothing else to say about them.
and I think, City.
Man City just very attacking. And
Yeah.
There's not much else to say about it other than
Yeah,
that. But
so they're our tips for
this coming
the Premier League
week.
return.
Yeah,
So it's a big game. Obviously, City playing twice, Arsenal playing twice, Sheffield are playing twice, and a couple other teams, but some good games in there.
So you
Obviously,
the Merseyside.
you know what I'm
derby,
looking forward to?
of
Liverpool,
course.
Tottenham, Man United, big game. Man City, Arsenal. And you got some lower teams that are some decent big games. Like obviously the West Ham, their last 9 games are pretty crucial whether they stay up next year.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've got a new segment that's come in probably just for maybe a week, because it's just a thing to go on because we haven't got much to talk about. Obviously, we're going to be.
course.
It could come back not as big, maybe just a few. So it's stats about soccer that you didn't know / crazy stats.
This should be fun. I'm really interested to hear all these.
So some of them are I look at them wow. And obviously, even if you're a big soccer fan / football fan, sorry, that's going to annoy a few people saying soccer all the time.
Yep.
But that's how we say it here. Cause
It's just to differentiate, okay? We're from Australia.
we don't really call any other sport football. We got footy, but we call it soccer. That's how we
It's just
that's
how,
how
it
we
is.
say it.
Sorry if you get annoyed by
Yeah.
this, but we mean no disrespect.
Yeah. All right. So, the first stat in the 2014 World Cup,
Yep.
when Brazil lost 7-1 to Germany,
Mhm.
Brazil had more possession more shots and more shots on target than Germany.
How many more shots?
So Brazil had 18 shots
Really?
to Germany's 14. And they had 13 shots on target to 12. And they had 52% possession. In a game, they lost 7-1.
Okay, that's
So
good start.
started off with a banger there.
13 shots on target.
Yeah, and they scored. They
Wow.
lost 7-1. Obviously, I remember watching that game, and it was literally just goal in the
Yeah,
first half.
good.
They were literally tearing them apart.
I'm pretty sure they scored 5 goals.
It was
in
5-0
the
at half
first-
time. Yeah, it was 5-0 in like 30 minutes. So yeah, that's good start to the segment.
Yeah.
So you did not know that stat? And
definitely
I
didn't know
looked at that stat for about 10 minutes trying to figure out if it was real or not.
What does that say about like Brazil just weren't good enough to score?
Well,
or...
obviously they didn't have Neymar or I think David Luiz
No, he played.
or Thiago. Some other player didn't play, but don't worry about that. We're just worrying about the stats.
I guess for Germany, it was like prime Neuer at the time.
Oh yeah, and they had a very good team that year. Obviously going on to win it. So we go back to the 2010 World Cup. There was only one team to finish the 2010 World Cup undefeated. Have a guess who you think it was.
He went undefeated.
Undefeated for the World Cup.
This feels like a trick.
Well,
You're probably thinking, oh, well, we must say Spain, right?
no.
So it's a team that obviously didn't go through from the group stage, probably with 3 draws or.
Do you want me to just tell you the answer? It was our
Is it the
cross sea country, New Zealand.
So they get 3 draws.
They
or
had 3 draws against Italy. I think it was Serbia and someone else.
Wow, that's
So
not too bad.
they nearly went through. Oh, sorry. So they nearly went through, but then I think Slovakia beat Italy in the last round. So Italy and New Zealand didn't go through. So the two.
Wow,
So New
okay.
Zealand nearly went through that year.
Without winning a game.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
So Jack Rodwell, I think from Sunderland, went 3 years, 8 months, and 29 days without winning a Premier League match.
Playing for one club.
Yeah.
Like, wait, how long was it? Sorry.
3 years, 8 months, and 29 days without winning a Premier League match.
Was it a case of he wasn't in it?
I
for a
don't
long
know.
time?
I don't know, but that's poor Jack Rodwell.
Damn, like that. That must suck.
So I'm getting you with these stats. So you haven't known any of them.
No, I really haven't.
Jesus Navas
Mhm.
signed for Man City for £14.9 million in 2013. He ended his career at Man City after playing 115 matches and not scoring a goal. Totaled out to more than 103 hours of EPL football without scoring a goal.
Playing as was it right mid, I think?
Winger, right mid.
Was there at least like 30 assists
I
or something?
don't know. 103 hours and didn't score a goal.
Well, I mean, Man City weren't bad or anything,
Yeah.
so it didn't affect him too much because they still had.
Maybe didn't
Aguero
play as
and
much,
stuff.
but still, you'd expect him to score a few times.
No, I've never heard that before. That is
Yeah.
fascinating.
I've dug deep for these ones.
Yeah.
This is another pretty cool one. So, Mario Balotelli obviously played in the Premier League for a bit with City and Liverpool.
I think I
Obviously,
know where this is going.
His only assist
Yeah.
was his assist to Aguero for that famous goal. It's a pretty good one assist to have.
I have heard that
Yeah.
before. The famous Aguero goal against QPR to win the league.
One assist, and it's that one. You'd take that.
You would absolutely like. That's something to look back on. Even if your career is terrible, you still go like, yeah.
So he didn't have a
Okay,
great
great
career
goal.
at City or Liverpool. Obviously, he didn't score a goal at Liverpool. And yeah,
Wait for it. What?
I don't think he scored a goal at Liverpool.
Oh.
So he didn't have a great year in the Prem. All right. So Olivier Giroud,
Yeah.
Scorpion kick, won the Puskás Award in that year.
Yeah.
But didn't win Premier League Goal of the Month.
So do you know what
I
one?
can't
Premier
remember.
League goal for
Can't
that?
remember what it was.
Oh, when was that? So that was 2017, I think. He won. the
Maybe it was
Puskas
a,
Award.
I think it was a long shot of someone. Was it Emre Can's bicycle kick? Maybe. Imagine those two in the same. Oh yeah, same month. Maybe it was.
But I think
Well, leave it in the comments if you know which one it was. For any of these, leave in the comments about other stats that you've heard that you didn't really think you couldn't believe. Because some of these I was looking at them for a while, being like, surely that can't happen. But yeah, not winning goal of the month and then winning the Puss Castlewood, which is
you'd take that
the
still.
goal of the year. All right, so Luis Suarez has the second most assists in football history.
Really?
With 261.
Trailing who? Is it Messi?
Probably. Sorry, I haven't really done the research on who's winning. I've just got the stat and thought about that because it just blows my mind, some of these stats.
A striker with over 260 assists.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's been lacking in goals either.
Yeah.
That's actually a crazy stat. That's
so
amazing.
This one I just found. I don't know where I found this one, and it didn't say what the crazy stat was. I just had a look at it. So the German 3rd or 4th division.
Yep.
There is 6 points separating 1st and 11th.
Really? That is a competitive league.
So if 11th goes on a big 3-game winning streak, scoring heaps of goals, they could push top 4.
So do you know what top spot is on, points wise? That's hilarious.
So top 11 or 6. So top's on 48.
Yeah.
And 11th's on 42.
Which how many games have you been played?
29.
Okay.
So this is Bayern Munich's second team that play in this league. So 11th could still finish in the top 4 if they have a big run of games and win the rest of their games. So it's...
That's the thing. Do you prefer having a league as competitive as that, or just
I think if you went for teams in that, you're if you went for teams maybe in the top 4, you don't want that. But
yeah, true.
It'd be pretty nerve-wracking because you can't afford to lose points, drop points.
Oh, that'd be so interesting to watch though. Watch that play out.
Yeah, because there'll probably be a few games that are first, 5th, and in the top 11. Okay, so Nottingham Forest have won more European Cups than domestic league titles.
I think I knew that. Have they won 2?
Yep. So they won 2 in a row, I think, back in the day.
To add on to that, Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest have won more European trophies than Arsenal, Spurs, and Man City combined.
Yep.
With a total of, I think it's 3 or something.
Yeah.
Arsenal, Spurs, and City have none.
None. Yep. Okay, so that Swedish AIK Sweden, so in the Swedish league, won the league in 1998 with 25 goals in 26 games. They scored the least goals in the whole league.
And they won.
They won the league. So they were winning games 1-0 every week.
If it works.
It works, it works. That's so... 25 goals for the whole season, they win the league.
Well, they would have done that on purpose. They score a goal and immediately just drop back and play defensive.
Well, that could have been their tactic. It's a pretty risky tactic, but if they had the defence to do it, they did it. So we got last 2. So the Serie B, that was the second league in Italy, season 2016-17, Pisa finished last with conceding the second least amount of goals. So they were losing 1-0 every week.
So they were last.
Yeah.
They conceded the second
least amount of goals. And they were losing 1-0 every week as well.
Some of these stats are just messing with my head, and I don't like it.
And there's one more of these stats, and it's going to be on the lines of this. In the 1993-94 season, AC Milan won the Serie A by scoring 36 goals in 34 games. So it's just over...
Yep, sums it up.
So
that would never happen today.
No.
That's amazing.
Our team winning 1-0 every week. So yeah, that's the end of the new stat segment, and if that's liked, it could be a few more, probably not as many stats every week, but we'll just get a few in every week. Write them down in the comments if you have some that you've seen and think oh, that's crazy, or you didn't know. And yeah, so
I don't know if I want that.
I think it did shock you a bit, some of them, and it shocked me when I definitely looked at them.
I mean, the first one just took me by surprise. 13 shots on target and 18 shots.
And they lose 7-1. Okay, so we've obviously talked about the friendlies and the Prem that's starting, but we'll go to some of the leagues that have started. Obviously, talked about the Bundesliga last week that have already started, and they obviously played this weekend. So, have you got the scores from those games? And you're obviously you probably didn't watch them, but what happened?
Of course,
Who
I didn't watch
scored?
them. So yesterday, Leipzig beat Hoffenheim 2-0.
Yeah.
Dortmund beat Dusseldorf 1-0. Union Berlin beat Köln 2-1. Freiburg and Wolfsburg drew 2-2. Frankfurt beat Hertha Berlin 4-1. Werder Bremen beat Paderborn 5-1. And then today, Bayern beat Mönchengladbach 2-1.
So that pushes Bayern 7 points ahead on the table. So
With 3 games left, so if they win their next game, I'm
they've
pretty
won
sure
the
they win
title.
the league. Again.
So this thing I saw the other day, also, that could probably go on the stats. Union Berlin, this is their first year they've ever been in the Bundesliga.
Actually, where are they now? So they're 13th.
Their 13th, first year
That's
ever.
not too bad.
I saw this video and it was like, their first game was against Leipzig, and people had these posters of people who died before they had watched,
That sucks.
and they were like, yeah, heaps of people there. They obviously lost 4-0 that game, but first year in the Bundesliga and they're 13th, so they're going to stay. So that's pretty good.
Good on them. I rate that.
So, how many from the Bundesliga make the Champions League? I think it might be
This doesn't tell me. It's 3 or 4.
top 4.
Yeah. Okay.
So Bayer Leverkusen are equal points with 4th, but have a game in hand. So
Ooh.
Gladbach are losing. So Wolfsburg won't make it, can't make it. So it's Gladbach and Bayer Leverkusen. So Bayer Leverkusen are playing Schalke.
Oh, mate.
Who
They're
are
going to win
11th?
5-0.
So that's put pressure on Gladbach, who were on top at one stage in the season.
And it seems that Leipzig were close to potentially not making top 4, but now
they're
they're
probably
6 points. Maybe a potential 3 if Leverkusen win their next game.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting to see. And Dortmund on 66.
So that's going to keep winning Leipzig.
Yeah. So Dortmund are looking comfortable second, and Bayern have won the league. Again.
Again. Who's going to stop them? So that's the Bundesliga for this week. And now I think it started on Friday. The La Liga started back up with Sevilla versus Real Betis. So Ocampos, who was in the team of the season for La Liga,
Of course.
and Fernando scored, so 2-0 to Sevilla. Some other nobody games, so Valencia 0-0, 1-1, sorry, Granada 1-2-1, Espanyol 1-2-0, Villarreal 1-0, Valladolid beat Leganés, and then obviously one of the teams you want to watch, Barcelona, 4-0 win against Mallorca, Messi, Alba, Braithwaite. So Braithwaite scored.
Not doing too bad,
No.
considering an illegal transfer.
And
almost.
Vidal scored, so they won 4-0
So Messi got a goal and 2 assists, I believe.
with his
so
looking like a
2015.
yeah,
The good old
with
days.
shaved his beard, so he looks like a young one now.
It's a good look.
So that pushes Barcelona 5 points ahead, but Real Madrid are playing Eibar, who are 16th tomorrow. Atletico Madrid are playing Osasuna, and they're only 1 point out of the top 4, and the top 4 make the Champions League. So they really need to start winning now.
So it should be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah. And then, they're playing Athletic Bilbao. Real Sociedad are playing Osasuna. So,
But even if Atletico Madrid don't make top 4, they'll probably just win the Champions League this season.
Yeah.
You know, after beating reigning champions.
yeah. So obviously you
Why
saw
not?
that. Did you see that?
I did.
It doesn't really make any sense at all. And then the Watford team came out and said, well, if it happens in the Champions League, it should happen in the Prem, but it doesn't work because City are the reigning champions, so it should be whoever beats City, and only a couple of teams have. It shouldn't be the team that's not champions yet. It should.
Yeah, it's weird how that works.
So Watford dug themselves into a bit of a hole there. I think.
Just trying to think of League One. Is that started? No, it's cancelled. Okay.
So yeah, Ligue 1 got cancelled.
Yay, PSG champions again.
So PSG champions, Bayern champions.
Juventus most likely champions,
I think-
but that who knows? Because
Didn't they? Are they started back up yet? Oh no, they're starting
so next week.
next week.
So that should be interesting to see. So it's 1 point between Lazio and Juventus. So
Yeah.
who knows? But it'll probably be Juventus.
Well, they're only 1 point ahead. So if Lazio do pull off some wins, you never know. Do they play each other? Lazio and Juve? Because that'd be a huge game. So Lazio do play Atlanta.
Just keep talking. I'm trying to have a look.
So I think Lazio do play some decent sides, and probably Juve as well. There's some big games. Obviously pushing for the top four. There's a few games there. Juve also play Atlanta. I think the top four will be a race as well. A good one to look into.
They do play each other.
So they play each other.
So the 21st of July.
So
it'll be a month after.
So it's probably one of the last games they play each other.
I believe so, but.
So
they've still
that'd
got like 12 games.
Oh, so pretty big game. Do they play 38? The Serie A?
It's 20 teams, so I'm going to say yes, they do.
Yeah. So that'll be a big game, and so I think they take the top four as well. So yeah, it's probably nearly done. So Roma,
It could happen. Oh, they've got a game in hand, so maybe not.
Napoli, Roma, probably the only other two teams who could get in there. So it's some good leagues to look into for the end of the season. Obviously, we'll keep you updated with what's going on. We'll review them each week. Obviously, not as in depth as the Premier League because we'll be watching that, and we actually go for teams in that. So we got on the back of our reviews each week, we've got a few things that we're looking into.
Yes, we do.
Obviously, Tommy's got something, and then we have got some other things that we're looking into that we'll talk into it, but it probably won't happen for a while. It's just giving you out some information of what's going on and what we're thinking of doing to get you involved.
Okay. So I'm thinking every week for the Premier League, I'll do a top 3 goals of the week by myself, and if you want to vote for your top 3 as well, I can include them. But the big thing we're thinking of is our end of year awards. So the Dickheads Talk Sport Awards.
Yeah, so obviously for Tommy's goal a week, so obviously for the footy one, I'm doing my medal, and Tommy for this one is doing his goals of the week. So leave him in the comments, and he'll definitely take them into consideration to who will get goal of the week, top 3. And obviously for the games that have already been played, he'll put together a list of players that will get nominated, and that will go to the end of season awards. And for the awards, so we're going to come up with awards, some just normal awards and some funny awards.
That's what I was going to say. So if you have any suggestions of like some funny categories we can include, do comment.
Yeah, and we'll probably do
or
it.
DM us.
We will come out. It'll either be give us so when we come out with the awards, you can put them in the comments, like some nominations for those awards. But we'll put together the nominations, and we'll give out the awards and the nominations probably 2 weeks before the award night, and we'll get you to send back who you think, like vote for who you think wins the award, and then we'll have an award podcast giving out. So there'll probably be a few awards, probably 5 to 10 nominations for each award.
Yeah. But
we'll either look at your nominations for it and take them, or we'll look at them and then we'll take our own and we'll say who wins. So we'll find out a way to do it. Either it'll be all on you or half on us, half on you.
Okay, sounds good. So that's all the time we have today. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.